Welcome to another NMAA football selection show. Tonight, we will spotlight Class 2A and 8-man football. We have a 12-team bracket for each of them. That means the top 4 seeds get a first-round bye. Did your team get in? Who's your school playing in the first round? Who's the number 1 seed? All great questions, and I have the answers. Let's wait a moment to give a couple more people time to click on the show. Maybe they're gathering together as a team to find out their fate. We will begin the show with 8-man football. And the number 1 seed is, wait for it, now, Gateway Christian. They played in the state final 2 of the last 3 years. In fact, you can consider them regulars in the postseason. They've played in the championship 5 of the last 7 years, winning 3 in a row recently. So they are this year's number 1 seed. Mountainair made it to the championship game last year, losing to Melrose. I caught up with them recently, and they told me they look at that setback as motivation for this year's playoff push.
Ready. Down.
Mountainair Mustang football is a rare breed this year.
There's good teams out there, but I think we have as good a shot to get there as anybody.
This 8-man football squad made it to the state final last year, but lost in the championship to Melrose. They used that loss as motivation to return to the title game this season.
We look at it as motivation mostly. It drives us. We look back at it all the time.
They really didn't know what it'd feel like until we were there. They didn't. That loss hurt. So they're doing everything they can do to get us back there and give us another shot at it.
This year, Mountainair is led by sophomore quarterback Cade Brazil. His brother played quarterback for him last year.
It's trying to fill big shoes, kind of. I got to fill them. I've been doing pretty good, I think.
Mountainair hasn't won it all since 2007, but they're hoping for a top 3 seed this year.
Should be 3. We're hoping for 2. We're hoping for 1. But wherever it's at, we just got to get ready for the playoffs to, get after it.
1, 2, 3, Mustangs!
Mountainair is one of the top 4 seeds, and here they are, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All get a first-round bye. Tatum's only 2 losses were both to Gateway Christian. Now, Tatum made it to the semifinals last season. They're a balanced bunch, throwing for over 1,700 yards, rushing for another 1,600. 5 different receivers have scored for them, and 5 different running backs found the end zone this year. Magdalena is having a real solid season. 3 shutouts on the year, and they will be well rested. They did not play this past week, and they get that first-round bye. Now let's take a look at the bracket. Take it from the top. Mesilla Valley and Dora is that 8-9 matchup. Defending champ Melrose gets Pine Hill in the opening round. We'll have more on 5-seed Melrose in just a moment. Logan is the 6. They get matched up with Rama. And then the final first-round matchup is 7-seed Manal against 10-seed Alamo Navajo. The Panthers are coming in strong. They finished the regular season with a shutout win over Foothill on Friday. Back to Melrose. They've won the last 4 state titles in 8-man football. Their drive for 5 didn't start out so strong. They lost 5 of their first 6 games this year, but pulled off a surprising 38-36 win over Gateway Christian last week. Again, they will face Pine Hill. There you have it, the 8-man playoff bracket. Now, let's tackle the 2A lineup and start at the top. The number 1 seed in this year's 2A bracket is Eunice. They haven't lost a game since 2016. They were undefeated last year in Class 3A. They are currently on a 22-game win streak. Eunice has played in the title game each of the last 3 years, winning it all last season. This year, they've been virtually untested. They've only given up 47 points all year. 3 of their games ended by mercy rule. Only 2 teams have scored more than 10 points on them this year. Before the season started, I had a chance to go out and see the Santa Rosa football team. The more things change, the more they stay the same. It was a different year, but the same Santa Rosa style.
You just play hard. You understand that? Then do it. Let's go. Let's go. The community really rallies after this team, and Friday nights in a small community, that's what it's about, is football, and it's been a lot of fun to be around, actually.
Come on, let's go.
Mario Trujillo knows a little something about football in Santa Rosa. He played for the Lions and has been involved in the program for 23 years, the last 9 as head coach.
I coach kids whose dads I played with, and it's even gotten to the point where I'm coaching some kids whose dads I've coached, and so that's been kind of a big deal for me.
It's amazing, to have a coach that's been in our shoes before. He knows the in and outs of this game, and of Santa Rosa. He's been through it
just like us.
One constant through the years is their unique single wing offense.
I can't really describe it because, you know, there's so many parts to it.
The key is just to be on time, have that great timing.
Purple, 29%.
Most opponents are deceived by it.
And it's been in the playbook for generations.
It's special, man. Being able to be that spinner back, fullback, to run the team, man, it's something special. The fullback has been in my family. My dad did it, my uncle did it. I had a cousin that was a fullback. It's special to be able to run this offense.
Well, I'm not smart enough to learn anything else, so we've just stuck with this. That's all I've known since playing here. You know, when I played in Santa Rosa in the 80s, we ran single wing, and I left, of course, went to school, came back, and we were still running it. And of course, we run variations since then, but for us, it's just the kind of offense that suits our kids. We're never very big, we're not very strong, but we try and put our kids at an advantage because of this offensive style.
We've pretty much been with each other our whole lives, just running it ever since recess and elementary, and just been together, and we know how everything goes, and just smooth now, and hopefully it ties in with this season.
This year's roster is heavy with seniors, hoping to get back to the title game for the first time since 2012.
We've been working hard for little kids, man. We've been all together, all seniors. We have a senior-loaded team. We're hoping that it all comes together now that we're seniors.
A visit to the title game would mean a lot to these kids, who remember sitting in the stands watching the Lions win their last blue trophy.
All I remember is a lot of people and a happy time, and I hope we can bring that back to this town.
I have a cousin that won it, like, I think twice in a row. And then my dad won it one year, and I have an uncle that won it.
So as you can tell, there's always another Lion waiting to grow up and get his chance on the field.
It's awesome being the water boy and helping out the football team.
And he'll continue to help out the football team until he gets his chance to be out there running the single wing and hopefully winning titles again.
Santa Rosa was in pretty good standing for one of those top 4 seeds, and they solidified it Friday night with a win over Fort Sumner House. In fact, Fort Sumner House won it all last year. That's 1, 2, and 3, and the 4 seed is Estancia. Stuart Burnett's group is 6-3 on the season. They lost 3 of their first 4 games, but have won 5 straight, and they haven't been scored on in the month of October. Let's take a look at the bracket. Texaco and Hagerman is the 8-9 matchup. Winner gets Eunice. Escalante is the 5 seed. They will face 12 seed Capitan. Escalante handed Newcomb their first loss of the year on Friday. In fact, Escalante hasn't lost a game since the first week of September, falling to Estancia. Well, they might get a rematch, as you see in the bracket there. The Skyhawks are the 6, paired up with 11 seed Lordsburg. Newcomb is having one of their best seasons in school history. Santa Rosa awaits the 7-10 winner, either Jowl or Loving. Jowl beat Loving earlier this month. Thanks for watching the NMAA selection show for Class 2A and 8-man football. Those first-round games start this coming weekend. And don't forget, the rest of the football brackets will be released late Saturday night. That's Class 3A through 6A. Will your team make the field? Who's number 1? It will all be revealed late Saturday night at approximately 11:30. Sunday, we are going from football to football. Yeah, watch this. Magic of video, right? Sunday at approximately 4 o'clock, we will release the brackets for the state soccer championships. We will run down the seeds and matchups for boys and girls. That's Sunday at 4 o'clock. Make your plans to watch. Good luck to the teams in the 8-man and 2A football brackets, and I will leave you with 3 important words: compete with class.